Hello folks, and welcome to COSC121 Introduction to Programming. This is the first of two videos covering administration stuff, which may not be as exciting as programming, but it is stuff you do need to know for this course. If you've already been to one of the lectures in the first week, remember there's just one lecture to attend in this course in the very first week, then you probably don't need to watch the first two videos, or you could watch them at a faster rate because it's the same content that I covered in the lecture, and the main purpose of the videos is for students who couldn't get to the lectures. So, people, BODs, first of all me. I'm the supervisor for this course. My name's Richard Lobb, and I also make half of the videos, so I've put myself down as video lecturer. The other person you'll be seeing in videos, doing the other half of the videos, is Andy Coburn, who traditionally has been the supervisor in the first semester, but he's not actually involved in this course other than as a video lecturer, so if you have questions about the course, please address them to me, not to him. A third key person in the course is Yeleni Sundralingam. She coordinates the tutors in our department. We're quite well known for having a very high standard of tutors due to the great work that Yeleni does. And here are two of our tutors, the two most important for the rest of the course. Liam Lang, who is permanent staff, and he's looking after the assignments, and a great guy to approach for help as well. And another great guy, Joe Chen. We're very fortunate to have Joe. He is kind of stuck in New Zealand. He works at University of Arizona, I think, and he can't get there because of COVID, so we have the benefit of having Joe with us. He's looking after the labs. One of the major differences from all other courses, well, until COVID-19 came along anyway, is that we don't have lectures in COSC121, except for the very first week. And why is that? Well, lectures are great for some subjects, but they're not good when you're teaching skill-based materials, such as learning to play a piano and things like that. And I'll have more to say on that in the next video. Students, of course, learn at different paces, which makes it hard to give a lecture that is addressing everybody's particular needs. And they're a little bit inconvenient when it comes to revision, although we make them available through Echo 360, or some lecturers do. It's a difficult way to revise. We'll see how we solve that problem in a minute. And the problem I always had with lectures when I was a student was that they do go on a bit. Seems to be rather a long time, and we, being human, all have limited attention spans. So what do we do instead? Of course, we do videos, and we make rather a lot of these. There are something like 90 in this course. They're usually less than 10 minutes. Sometimes we push a little bit over 10 minutes. Mostly we try to stay under. And the beauty of these is that you can watch them when you want, where you want, how often you want. You can repeat them. You can go at different speeds. As you probably know, you can play a YouTube video faster if you want to. We introduced this approach to the course in 2018. It's been hugely popular. If you need face-to-face contact, then there's two ways of getting it, really. We have an optional weekly clinic, as we call it. These start in week 2, where you can come along and you'll see me in person, and you can ask questions, and we may occasionally cover a few little bits of extra things, but mostly it's for students who want face-to-face contact. You can post questions to the forum on Learn, which is set up, questions for the clinic, and I'll try to address those in the clinic as well. But it must be admitted most students don't come to clinics because they find they've got enough resources elsewhere. Some do, and some really love them. And the other way of getting face-to-face contact when you need one-on-one help is with the laboratory environment. And you've all been scheduled for a lab, but you can come to multiple labs if you like. There you can ask tutors about your own specific programming problems. A word or two of warning about the videos. Because you can watch them when you want, where you want, did I say that? Some students just don't get around to watching them at all, and that can be a bit of a downside. Some students say, oh, you know, I'd have done better if the lectures had been compulsory. I'm not sure about that, but that's what they say. So you have to be organized, and we recommend you watch them before each lab. Please don't assume you know it all. Some of you have done some significant amount of programming beforehand, and you will know some of it. You probably don't know all of it. If you watch the video at, say, 1.5 or even twice speed, you can soon stop and pause it when you come to something you don't know. You're still likely to learn stuff. And do play them at HD resolution. You can turn on subtitles if you like. That can be quite helpful. At least you can turn on subtitles if you're watching them on YouTube. And one really good idea, I think, is to play along with the videos. You learn so much more if you actually carry out the same actions yourself as we're carrying out when we type in programs and run them. If you type them in yourself and run them, it's somehow way more instructive. And you can, of course, pause the video back up as you need to if you didn't understand something. I mentioned that videos were very popular when we introduced them. Here's the result of a survey in 2019 S1. Over 80% of the students here thought they were either excellent, a much better approach than lectures, or at least good and better than lectures. There's a small group of students here, about 7 or 8%, who didn't much care. Some of them even were honest enough to say, well, I didn't watch the videos, but I wouldn't have gone to lectures either, so I don't care. There was another group here. There's about 12% of the students who would have preferred lectures. It's hard to know, somebody says they would have preferred lectures, but how do they know? They haven't tried learning this sort of material through lectures anyway. We claim that lecturing isn't a great way to teach something like programming. I'll have more to say about that in the next video. Where and when? Well, there's a lecture in the first week, as you know, where you have to come along to a lecture where I explain more or less what I'm doing in this video and the next one. From week 2 onwards, there's the clinic I've already mentioned. The main thing, the key learning part of this course, is in the laboratories. The way to learn programming is to do it. Practice, practice, practice. And the labs are held in Jack Erskine room 133. You've all been scheduled for 1 2-hour lab a week. You can look up in your MyUC timetable to find out what your slot is, but you can go to other labs if you like as well, if you feel you need more assistance than that 1 2-hour session. We will, if necessary, overflow from room 133 into 134. Please note that labs start in the first week. Many subjects don't start until week 2, so don't be caught out. Do go to the first week's lectures. Textbook, well, we say recommended. I would say it's recommended if you're the sort of student who needs a textbook. It's moderately expensive, $138 or so from the bookshop, but it's only $27 electronically. There's the link to get it. We originally built the course around this textbook, but the textbook and our course have evolved in somewhat different directions over the last 10 years or so, and so it's not as relevant as it used to be. It's there if you need a textbook. Here's another textbook which is completely free, and it's kind of fun. It's an online textbook where you can read the bits of programming code, then you can click them and run them, or you can edit them and still run them within the textbook. Very cool idea. An invaluable resource which you'll see us using in lectures quite a lot is the Python tutor. This lets you run a piece of code. It can be your code, so if you're puzzled by what's happening in a program, you can copy it into the site and run it, and you'll see a visualization of it. Wonderful way of coming to grips with how Python works. If you're already a programmer, this tutorial link could be useful to you. But for most people, those are the 2 online references that will be most relevant. And that's enough for this video. In the next video, I'll be covering this stuff, why programming is like learning to ride a unicycle, and I'll tell you about the key stuff about how this course is assessed and how to succeed in it. So, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.